Alright guys, welcome in. This is a very quick and easy and painless tutorial for Ableton, what you might call Ableton 101, the absolute basics of what you need to know in running Ableton for a service at RPC. Most of the audio software that you've used probably looks something more like this, and you can use Ableton that way. Currently we are not, although we are transitioning toward that, but here is how we're using it right now, where your songs are done this way, where you would normally have tracks going top to bottom and they would scroll, left to right. Actually, our tracks, or in Ableton they're called clips, go left to right and the songs go top to bottom. So it's a little different and it's a little bit out of the linear norm, but it's really simple setup. So what we have 8 groups of tracks that we've set up to try to keep things simple and not look overwhelming, and each of those contains other tracks, but these are all for the same song. So if I expanded all these different tracks, we've got 3 electric guitars, 1, 2, 3, and we got BGVs 1 and 2. Those are all for this first song, Risen, if that makes sense. So any adjustments that need to be made to a track in Risen are made to one of these clips. Now you can't adjust the groups. You can adjust the group volumes, but individual clips you can't adjust without expanding, hitting this little arrow key and expanding, and then selecting an individual clip. And I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. But let's talk about the basics first. To fire a song, there's a couple ways to do it. One is to hit this little arrow key, and that'll get us started. Guitars, right? Okay. Simple. Spacebar to stop, just like anything you've ever used. And trigger the next song. Okay. Okay. You'll notice everything's split left and right. We've routed our click and guide audio to the far left, and all the stems audio to the far right, and we actually use an interface or a split stereo cable to send two signals to our audio board so that they can control those things independently. The other way to fire tracks, other than hitting the arrow key, is to use keystrokes that we have set up, and there should be keystrokes for each song. So literally you could just hit 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's say we want to hit 3 to get King of My Heart. You see it lights up. It is highlighted while it's playing, and it brings a highlight across the whole track. Okay, this one's just a loop. So you can do that. Hit 4. There's Here Waiting. Okay, it's the same kind of thing. So it's really simple. If you're using a MIDI controller, it gives you a little more options. We use the APC Mini currently. And what it does is everything you see in this red rectangle here, and this red rectangle here, is controllable by the APC Mini, so that you can make adjustments quickly using the faders that mirror these faders here. So it's got 8 faders on it, and a master fader that you can use to control these. You can make quick adjustments here to the entire groups, and you can actually, while a song is playing, you can drop the master fader all the way down and keep the click. So if something happens and we get off the arrangement or something like that, you can keep the click going. Or let's say we hit the end of a song and we want to tag it again and do a little more that we don't have stems for. We can do that by just fading that out and keeping the click going. If you need to make an adjustment to an individual track, let's say we're at the beginning of Risen, and we need a little bit less acoustic guitar. What we do is we expand the group, and we might trigger it to find out exactly which guitar track we're looking at.
1, 2, 3, 4.
In this case, we're looking at both because it's a stereo guitar track. So we select the individual clip. We're not going to adjust using the fader, because that's going to adjust all the acoustic tracks that we would use for the whole set. So to adjust a track on one song, we'll select the individual clip, You might have to double click it, and then it brings up a set of parameters for it. And you'll see that the volume for this individual clip is set to 6 dB above 0. That's because I had previously made an adjustment to it. Normally they're automatically set at 0. So I'm going to bring it back down to 0, and the only thing that this is adjusting is this individual acoustic clip. You see it's the clip name, acoustic guitar. Okay, that's it. That's it. When I click on this one, you'll see that it is also set to about 6 dB. I'm going to pull it back down. Okay, and that's because, you know, we want our live acoustic player to really be the driving sound as opposed to the stem. So now when I fire it, you'll hear that those are a little bit quieter.
2, 3, 4.
Okay, and that's how you make an individual adjustment. Then you can contract the group back down, and you've got your nice clean, you know, 8-channel set. So that, I believe, is everything you need to know to get through a service at RPC. That's Ableton 101. If you have any questions, let me know. Send me an email at rob@redemptionpoint.net, and happy hunting on Sunday.